Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. It is Friday, so you already know we are trading options, reviewing our plays from this week, and my gosh, what a heck of a week. We had some massive rally back in the market. We had a massive rally in Bitcoin, which is currently trading about $95,000. We have a bunch of shares that have appreciated, and you know what? We might actually be finally getting out of our MSTX shares like we have wanted, and just in time because earnings is next week on May 1st, Thursday after hours. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how much cash we're going to have going into next week, what plays I got on the table, what plays I'm looking to get out of, and the buying power available. Of course, we have about $3,175 worth of buying power as of right now. We're up about $4,000 today, or 3.56%. For the week, we're up, we're up 19,337 or 18, almost 19%, which is a massive move for an IRA. It tells you how much the market has actually come back this week, and definitely how much I have in the crypto related realm, right? So 19% week, year to date, we're still down a little bit, about 6.5%, but we're fighting back. 1 year up about 36%, and then all time since we moved this account over back in 2023. In March of 2023, we're up about 50%, right on the button, so about 40 grand. Not too bad. Obviously, we're not back to our all-time highs, but we're fighting our way back. We're de-risking heavily today. We have a lot of puts that are expiring worthless. We have some MSTX shares that are finally looking like they're going to get called away, and I want to talk about why I'm letting them get called away instead of running it into earnings. So let's take a look at it. No contributions yet so far, still waiting for the tax man. And then let's jump into it. So right now, obviously, it says MSTX calls are down about $1,000. But let's keep in mind, that just means that if I sold that exact same call today, that I would get paid an additional $1,000 on top of what I get paid. So if we come back to our call, you can see here, we sold the call for $210. We got paid $210. And we're going to get still paid. We're keeping that full $210. And we're letting our shares go at 35. And we are getting all of that money returned back to us, right? So we'll get the 6 contracts times the $35, and which is times 600 shares, and we'll receive all that money back. And then on the flip side, we had some HOOD puts that we sold out. We let some shares go, and we've just been selling puts, trying to get back in. And those are expire worthless. So we'll have 21,000 coming back to us from MSTX in cash. We'll have the HOOD puts that are going to expire worthless. We made the 348 on that, and we will get the $16,000 back to us there. We had the TSLL, which we played into Tesla earnings. Tesla had an absolutely terrible earnings, but the one thing that's helping it obviously is the market is moving, and Elon did speak on the call that he would be, working his way off of the Doge, all the work he's been doing with Doge, and he'll be focusing or refocusing some of his attention back to Tesla. And so I think investors really like that, and they've been waiting to hear that. And so those are going to expire worthless. We sold the puts, trying to get some shares there. And I think TSLL, which we do own, is up about 18-19% today. So we can take a look at that as well. But that's $3,500 worth of capital freed up there. And then MVDL, the 25 put, that $39, we're up on that. That's obviously going to expire worthless as well. So that's $2,500. So that's about $46,000 worth of cash that will be hitting the account once our shares get called away, and once these puts expire worthless, that'll be hitting the account on Monday and be ready to trade. So, well, why am I not selling puts today? Mostly, I'm not selling puts today because it's a pretty green day, and you guys know my rule. For the most part, I try to stick to, unless I'm rolling, I try to stick to selling puts on red days and selling calls on green days. It's worked out for me well. And I don't want to break the rule, but there are a couple of plays that I want to make into earnings, and I do want to show you the possibilities here of the MSTX play, right? So obviously I'm letting this go. I'm getting back to cash. I'm de-risking there, and I want all my capital back. It's a lot of capital, right? $21,000 we have tied up in MSTX right now. But if I were to want to keep this position, and let's say I just wanted to roll it out to the same strike, right? So we could do that, and we can get an $870 credit. That gives me another week, but it doesn't really better my situation outside of the fact that I get an $870 credit and it pays me for the week, but I'm running into earnings, so it's a high risk there. If I were to do something like this and I rolled it up and out to try to get a little bit more share appreciation, we could do something like that for a debit of $570, but that would buy me an extra $100 in each one, so that's $600 worth of share appreciation, so not really worth it there. So for me, the whole point and the whole purpose of these was to just will in, will out. I've been getting paid some really nice call premiums on MSTX. And so I just want to get out of it. If we come down here to the MSTX position and we come down to the history here, you can just see that we've just been slowly but surely just collecting rent each and every single week, right? So if we're in the Roth and we take a look here, where did we get assigned? All the way back here, I believe. Yeah, so some puts here, some puts there. We've just been selling calls, call after call after call. I mean, you can see it right here. So we had some call expirations. I mean, look at these calls we've been selling. $1,700 there, $60 there, $198, $156, $120, $210, $258, $228. Looks like we bought, we bought the close a longer put there for the $440. And then we sold, and we got $210 this week. So lots of call premium we've been collecting, and it's time to just wheel and deal. Now, if we look on the flip side and we say, hey, my cost basis is 35. Let's say I want to get right back in at 35. We want to do 6 contracts. I could get paid $900 on Monday to literally potentially own the exact same stock I already own at the exact same price I already own it, and we can get paid $900 there. So that's an option there. One of the options I'll probably be doing is looking at something like this, like, hey, let's see if we can maybe pick it back up for a lower cost. Maybe something like the 30.5, right? So I could come in here and I could try to get my 6 contracts back. I can use less capital because I'll be letting mine go at the 35, potentially get them back at the 30.5. And then I could do something like this, maybe meet in the middle of the bid ask, and I can get paid 320, 330, and a little bit less of a risk there, right? So if we're at the 30.5, we're talking about something that's an IV of 145, a delta of 0.13. Definitely a chance of getting a sign there, but that's probably the way I'm going to do it. So MSTX, I definitely want to play into. They have earnings this week on MSTR, and the expected move is about 6 point. Let me just pull up MSTR while I'm talking about the earnings. Just looking at some of the data here. So the expected move is 6.18% or $22 a share. So MSTX is a leverage play on MSTR, which is MicroStrategy or strategy. And yeah, so a $20 move. You can see today it moves $20 like nothing. It's already up $18 today. So that's the expected move for the earnings on 5/1. Then I want to look at something else, and this is one I just continually keep selling puts on, but also has earnings this week, right? So let me just jump back in, just looking on my computer for the earnings. Earnings on 4/30 for HOOD. You can see 4 days left there. And if we go to trade options and we go to May 2nd, we sell the put. If we wanted to sell the same put that we sold this week, we're talking, what, the 40? Yeah, the $40 put. We can come down here. We could sell, let's say, 5 of those. Collect ourselves $200 and potentially get our shares back. We have plenty of money to do that, so we may do something like that. A lot of capital as well, but the expected move on this one is 11.65% or about $5.76 or so cents. But I think this company is going to do really well. So those are the 2 puts I'm potentially looking at into earnings next week. They're stocks that I'm already comfortable owning, and I've been trying to buy HOOD for a while here. Just selling puts and just continuing to get paid there. So not worried about trading it into earnings as I'm long the stock, and I don't really care what price I get assigned. I'm just willing and dealing in and out. If I get assigned to shares, great. Then we'll continue to stack them. So that's the update there. TSLL is on an absolute ripper, so I'm probably not looking to sell any puts on this one. You can see it's up 18% today, up 36% for the week. We already own 1,000 shares here. Valued at $10,471, and then we have the 11.5 calls on there as of right now. So if it has another 15% week, then we potentially could be in the money, and we'll look at rolling those out. But as of right now, that's the TSLL play as of right now. If we wanted to trade options on it and sell some puts back at that 7 strike, there's just not a whole lot of premium at the 7 strike because it's so far away at this point. It's a 0.04 delta, so we'd probably have to sell something like the 8s maybe. And if we did 5 of those, we're only talking about $55. We could obviously do something like the 8 and do 10 of these for less than 10 grand. We had about 8 grand and receive $100. So we may look at doing that. We'll see what Monday brings. I want to let's just take it the way the market wants to turn it. So I'm not doing anything for right now. And I'm gonna let all this expire worthless. I'm gonna get all the cash. We're gonna have about 50 grand worth of cash, which puts us to a nice cash position in the account. And we got out of a lot of risky stuff. So that's where we're sitting. We have the 11.5 calls on TSLL for next week. If we get in the money, we will evaluate at that point. We have the Soxel calls out of the 15. We'll evaluate those. We have the Clean Spark up at 11. And then we have the Connell calls at the 30 and a couple at the 25 as well. So that's where we're sitting in the account as of right now, 121,000. We'd love to see that. It is back, and it is back in a big way. So we love to see weeks like that. If you need to see it, these are all the plays that we have made this entire year. Every single play we made this entire year. And we have a couple of plays obviously in progress. As far as the goals go, we're actually doing really good in the account. We're hitting right between my goal. My goal is always 2 to 4% a month. And in March, we did 2.52%. In April so far, we're already at 2.52 last month, 2.95 this month. We started this month at 105,000. So I love to see that we're back at 120 plus. And I think we can keep pushing. Now that we're in the cash position, it's going to reduce the volatility a lot, especially having less MSTX shares. Will reduce the volatility a lot in the account. And it gives us some more money to play around. So we're going to do that. We're going to sell some puts. Of course, I'll share them in the Discord and on X. So you'll see those on Monday. If we get some red, I'm definitely going to be selling. And probably regardless, I'm going to be selling on MSTX at least a little bit, HOOD at least a little bit, and then potentially some TSLL just because I want some more shares there. It's my only exposure to Tesla in this account. And so I want to get a couple more shares there. But we're at 2,934, almost at the $3,000 mark for the month. And you can just kind of see how the money dribbles in, right? 858 the first week of April, second week 673, third week 813, fourth week 590, and then potentially we'll get a little bit next week in April. So $121,000 balance right now. The annual goal, as you know, is $34,509 for the year. We're already at $15,215, so we're averaging about $4,000 a month for right now. And yeah, but the potential balance, if everything goes well, is 160,000. We're still fighting towards that. We got about 40,000 to go to hit that, but we have a lot of months left. We're just coming through on the 4th month of the year, and I think we can do it. The base case this month was 2,730. We obviously already hit that. If we go over here to the base case, you can see we're about $203 above that. Depending on how I trade next week, we've got about a half a week. I can sell some puts there. We can raise that income a lot. So if we look at the 3% base case, we need about $1,300 to hit that based on the potential balance of the $141,000, which we obviously don't have as right now. But when I started this series and I started tracking this, I just wanted to go based off the balance we had in December, and I wanted to slow grow it from there and see where the account could have compounded to in order to get us to the $160,000. That's where I set the goal. And so we just want to compare against that, right? So we want to end April at 136,000. We're at 121 now. Is it possible? Yeah. I mean, we had $19,000 week, but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take Coinbase continuing to go. It's going to take Bitcoin continuing to go. It's going to take QQQ continuing to ride, right? That one's been coming back. And we continue to buy more QQQ on dips, and it's possible. So base case, we'll probably collect between, if I were to guess, between $400 and $700 for the rest of the month, if I were to just throw the number out there. So I think we can hit that $3,500 mark and beat April. If we go really, really conservative, I definitely think we can at least tie March at the $3,200 for the month of April. And if you're curious, this is where the numbers have come from, right? We've been trading a lot of leverage funds, and that's primarily just because of the capital allocation, right? To trade MSTR, you need $30,000 to trade one contract. To trade Coinbase, same thing, right? You need $20,000 to trade one contract. To trade Tesla, you need $28,000 to trade one contract. In NVIDIA, similar picture. We obviously have enough capital for that, but NVIDIA takes it takes $10,000, maybe $11,000 to trade a single contract. So that's why we trade the leverages as of right now. As the account levels up and as we have more and more capital, we'll trade less and less leverage, which means less premiums, but it also means less volatility. So if you see all the out leverage there and wonder why, that is why. Just as the capital continues to grow, as the account balance continues to grow, we will do less and less leverage. But for now, that is the name of the game when you have a smaller quote unquote account. And I should say that $120,000 is a small account. To some people it's small, to some people it's large. But when it comes to the game of options and trading cash secure puts and covered calls, stocks are just expensive. If you want to trade on any of the big names like Spire, QQQ, you need, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. So that's what we're leveling up towards. And we're going to show this journey for a long time. So hopefully in this account, I'll be trading multiple seven figures over the next 10, 20, 30 years. So you'll see it here first. But that is the update for the week. We're going to continue to grind on. We are hitting our goals, and we already hit the 2% for the month. We're striving for the 3%, and we're just going to keep on nibbling away slowly but surely, and that's how you just slowly build these accounts. So appreciate everybody as always. Hope that your accounts are looking absolutely stellar like this account has looked over the last week, and I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend depending on when you're watching this. Happy investing. Don't forget to drop a like and a comment, and we'll catch you next time.